In a nutshell, a Siftable is an interactive computer the size of a cookie. They're able to be moved around by hand. They can sense each other, they can sense their motion, and they have a screen and a wireless radio. But most importantly, they're physical, so like the blocks, you can move them just by reaching out and grasping. And Siftables are an example of a new ecosystem of tools for manipulating digital information. And as these tools become more physical, more aware of their motion, aware of each other, and aware of the nuance of how we move them, we can start to explore some new and fun interaction styles. One of the interesting implications on interaction we started to realize was that we could use everyday gestures on data, like pouring a color the way we might pour a liquid. So in this case, we've got 3 Siftables configured to be paint buckets, and I can use them to pour color into that central one where they get mixed. If we overshoot, we can pour a little bit back. Here we have a word game that's kind of like a mashup between Scrabble and Boggle. Basically, in every round, you get a randomly assigned letter on each Siftable. And as you try to make words, it checks against the dictionary. Then after about 30 seconds, it reshuffles, and you have a new set of letters and new possibilities to try. So the last example I have time to show you today is a music sequencing and live performance tool that we've built recently, in which Siftables act as sounds like lead, bass, and drums. Each of these has 4 different variations. You get to choose which one you want to use. And you can inject these sounds into a sequence that you can assemble into the pattern that you want. And you inject it by just bumping up the sound Siftable against the sequence Siftable. There are effects that you can control live, like reverb and filter. You attach it to a particular sound and then tilt to adjust it. And then overall effects like tempo and volume that apply to the entire sequence. So let's have a look. I start by putting a lead into 2 sequence Siftables, arrange them into a series, extend it, add a little more lead. Now I put a bass line in. Now I'll put some percussion in. And now I'll attach the filter to the drum so I can control the effect live. I can speed up the whole sequence by tilting the tempo to one way or the other. And now I'll attach the filter to the bass for some more expression. I can rearrange the sequence while it plays. I don't have to plan it out in advance, but I can improvise, changing it, making it longer or shorter as I go. And now finally I can fade the whole sequence out using the volume Siftable tilted to the left.
I'm wearing a camera, just a simple webcam, a portable battery-powered projection system with a little mirror. These components communicate to my cell phone in my pocket, which acts as the communication and computation device. And the system tracks the 4 significant fingers. In this case, he's wearing simple marker caps that you may recognize. But if you want a more stylish version, you could also paint your nails in different colors. And the camera basically tracks these 4 fingers and recognizes any gestures that he's making. So he can just go to, for example, a map of Long Beach, zoom in and out, etc. The system also recognizes iconic gestures, such as the take a picture gesture, and then takes a picture of whatever is in front of you. And when he then walks back to the Media Lab, he can just go up to any wall and project all the pictures that he's taken, sort through them and organize them and resize them, etc. Again, using all natural gestures. So you can walk up to any surface, including your hand, if nothing else is available, and interact with this projected data. The device is completely portable and can be... So we see Pranav here going into the supermarket, and he's shopping for some paper towels. And as he picks up a product, the system can recognize the product that he's picking up using either image recognition or marker technology and give him the green light or an orange light. He can ask for additional information. So this particular choice here is a particularly good choice given his personal criteria. On your way to the airport, if you pick up your boarding pass, it can tell you that your flight is delayed, that the gate has changed, etc. And if you need to know what the current time is, it's as simple as drawing a watch on your arm.
We will start by showing you HealthPal using a glucose meter and briefly show you some of the functionality of the HealthCom system. The HealthPal begins its transmission sequence sending the data to the MedApp Central server. The HealthPal will display a series of visual cues designed to help assure that the HealthPal is communicating reading successfully. Connecting, transmit data, transmit OK, etc. The second part of the MedApp's mobile wireless system is HealthCom. HealthCom is a web-based portal which allows healthcare providers to monitor biometric readings from their patients in near real time from anywhere they have an internet connection. HealthCom displays patient information in a quick and easy-to-read color-coded format. Care professionals can establish thresholds and timetables for monitoring patient wellness. Readings and events can be reviewed and notated. Thresholds can be set for any reading type and can be easily adjusted. And automated calls can be triggered to serve as reminders and alerts.
Look at this 8-inch Smart Parts picture frame. Wi-Fi enabled, high resolution, and a couple features that make it a little more than just your basic picture frame. What sets this one apart is that it's directly integrated into the Windows Live Frame-It platform, which means you're going to be able to get rich information, such as what we're looking at right here, weather reports, sports reports, and your Windows Live pictures, all available directly on the LCD. The other thing that's really, really cool about this particular picture frame is that you can actually email pictures directly to it. So let's say you have mom or grandma at home and you give them this digital picture frame as a gift. Each frame actually has its own individual email address, allowing you to email your photos directly to the frame and have them show up immediately on the screen of whoever you're sending it to.
The hat game's like a 21st century version of tag. We've got this bowler hat here, and someone's going to be wearing it somewhere in Austin over the 3 days of the festival. People have got to hunt this hat down using some technology I'll tell you about in a minute, claim the hat, put it on, and try and keep hold of it for as long as possible. It's a special bowler hat. It's got a GPS device in it which sends the hat's location to a Google map on the game website. People can go to the game website and see where the hat is. They can also text a short code and get the link to a special mobile phone Google map. People then have to go out around the city, find out where the hat is, and they can approach the player who's got the hat and say to them, "Excuse me, I do believe you have my hat." And the player having the hat has to hand it over. "Excuse me, I do believe you have my hat." "Thank you, sir." So the person who claims it puts it on, takes a photograph of himself, and emails it to the game website. That then gets put onto the game website so everyone can see who's got the hat, and the timer starts ticking away on their turn. At the end of the day, the system decides who's had the hat the longest and they get a prize. The hat game's been commissioned by iShed and Arts Council England as a sort of a profile-raising wheeze to try and advertise the fact that there's a bunch of creatives, digital creatives from the UK here making business contacts and generally raising their profile. We specialise in this kind of hybrid gaming which mixes online game technology. It's all the sort of stuff we expect from online gaming, which sort of social networks, easy communication, mixes them with old-fashioned street games like tag, hide and seek, to kind of create a completely new type of gaming.